Hello, my friends. Welcome to this next tutorial looking at the strategic elements of Starfleet 2 Krellan Commander. Today we're going to do one of the tutorials, the Escorts tutorial. We're playing as my Tribune character, so I've done this tutorial. Don't stress about that. But I'm playing in the beta, and I'm also using the beta of the training manual. So things might change between the time I record this and the time both the game and the manual go live, but this should still, the basics should still stick. So let's do the Escorts tutorial. Don't worry about this. All right. So now we have Escorts, which is something you've seen in some of the other tutorials. Once you reach the second rank, Centurion, you will get Escorts. And Escorts, as I've said before, are your best friends in this game. I cannot stress this enough. You will use them for so much. You will use them for fire support. You will use them for planetary bombardment. You will use them to search systems. You will use them. Sometimes you'll have to take some supplies from them or some troops from them. You know, they are your best friends, and you have to try your best to keep them alive. You sometimes won't. Escorts are going to die under your command. That's just going to happen. They call me the escort killer because a lot of escorts have died under my command. But as they will tell you, they will gleefully give their lives in defense of yours. So the quickest way to get to the escorts stuff is Alt-Z. You can also go, as the training manual does, strategic and then escorts. But Alt-Z will get you to escorts from anywhere. Now, as you can see, we're docked at Starfort. You want to set formation before we go anywhere. You'll be reminded of this, I believe, before you leave. So you don't, because if you don't set a formation, you'll leave by yourself and you'll leave your escorts behind you. So you have to set a formation. So there are a lot of formations in the game. We're going to look at this one in a minute, but there are also lots of different things. And you might wonder, why do I need this? Why do I need that? Trust me, there will be situations where that will be useful, where that will be, trust me, you will need these formations. But my favorite one, the one I have a tattoo of, by the way, is the good old box formation. Very useful in a wide variety of situations, gives you good weapons coverage, keeps them on a nice tight leash. Excellent formation for most general purposes. So that's why it's number one. So we're going to set that formation. We're going to set, I'll show you. You want to read this. Boom. See? So that is the little pledge you will get from your escorts. You can read that or skip it whenever you start a mission. So now that we have our escorts, we're going to go, as the training manual suggests, to the nav map, which is Alt-N, and go to we're going to go to this system. System 41? Yeah, System 41. So we're going to, if you remember the navigation tutorial, the target as the system, and then we haven't checked out that system yet, so we're going to set it on the edge, just in case. All right, so let's go. Now, once we leave, you'll watch our escorts launch with us. Oh, by the way, this thing down here shows you how many escorts you have and whether they're all docked and ready to go. That's what that was. But we're leaving, so I'm sorry. All right, see, now they're in orbit. See, escorts are in assigned positions. Now we're flying across the map. All the way over to 41. All right, so now we're on the edge of the system, and there are a couple of planets here. So we are going to go to planet A. And I don't know if you remember this trick from before, but if you want to go, if you're on the edge of a system and you want to go to a specific planet in the same system, you target it on the nav map or the war map, whichever map, and then you select it from here as your second target. Boink. You hit the engines. We're going to go to warp. We're going to warp out of the system and then back in closer to the planet. It saves you a lot of time. Now we are going to establish orbit, but our escorts are not. We're going to keep them outside of orbit for the time being. Hitting N. Do not want to see the map. All right. No, we don't want to do that either. We're not dealing with that right now. So as you can see right now, our escorts are hanging out around the planet. They're doing their job, but we're going to give them another formation. So we're going to give them Alt-Z. We're going to give them the system search formation, and this is going to be fun. Now, the system search formation will have your escorts. Hello? You'll see what they're doing now is they're going to the four corners of the system to try and find enemies. So escort 3, just because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So now all escorts are assigned positions. And once you've told them to do this, this is how you find star bases. This is how you find enemies sometimes. You set them to system search. You don't want to do this too often because you're sending them off by themselves and you guys are stronger together. So, you want to use this briskly. Like you want to oh, they've got there, they found a thing. Let's get them back, which is what we're about to do. So now they've done their thing. Now we're going to bring them back. Now we're going to bring them back. So let's go back here. We're going to do formation again. We're going to put them back in this formation. And that should start bringing them back. Oh, well, I got to get the clock moving again. Yeah, that should start bringing them back to formation. Now, you didn't tell them to enter orbit, so they're going to take this formation around the planet, which is fun. Because there's no formation around a planet. You're all in orbit. There's no formation. So now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you some of the flexibility you could do with targeting. So we're going to go Alt-C. Now, there are many different targeting commands. Free fire is basically, kill or be killed. That's pretty obvious. Disable only means they will try to disable a target. So if you're trying to capture freighters or starliners, you want them all on disable only. Slave to us means they will only fire at what we're firing at. And I agree the wording for the next two is a little confusing. But slave to us means they are only going to shoot at our targets. That is it. And sometimes you want that. Sometimes you want that. Sometimes you want to destroy one ship but capture another. You'll maybe, tell 1, 2 of you guys to just target what I'm targeting, and you can manually target the ones you want to destroy and blah, blah, blah. So exclusive fire is the opposite of slave to us. Exclusive fire means right? Yeah. Exclusive fire means they will shoot at anything you are not shooting at. So it's the opposite of slave to us. that means if you've targeted one ship and there are two ships, any escort with this command will shoot at whatever you're not targeting. So if you've targeted one ship, this ship will, with this command, will shoot at the other one. Hold fire, pretty self-explanatory, obviously. And bombardment, which is also, you know, pretty obvious. Right. So let's just test this, for example, because the manual wants you to do it. So let's see. So for Escort 1, we're going to set to disable. Use the plus and minus to select. You can use plus and minus on all as well, but use plus and minus to select which one you want to give a command to. So now we're going to select 2, and we're going to give them slave to us. We're going to select 3 and give them exclusive fire. We're going to select 4 and give them hold fire. So as you can see here, you can give them a variety of commands if you wanted to. Bombardment only works in orbit, by the way. So the escort would have to be in orbit with us in order to take a bombardment. It's hard to say that word. Bombardment command. Yeah. So, but now let's say we want them all to do free fire. So we'll do select all and free fire, and now they're back on free fire. So that's pretty straightforward. We are gonna, I just want to show you one little thing. We're gonna leave orbit a bit. All right, now you can see they've gotten back into formation with us, very useful. But now we're going to go back into orbit. Let's see, 90. I'm using Shift and F5. Yes, I'm using Shift F5 to go set our course to 90 degrees. We're going to turn around, gauge engines, F9. F2 and F4 to set the speed. All right, so now we're gonna orbit again. Oh, damn it. Nav, helm, orbit, and yes. Now we're gonna hit yes, and you can see that now our escorts have entered orbit with us. So now we're all here as one big happy fleet. All right, so now we're going to show some commands. It's going to be a good time. All right, so now let's just, now we're going to so Alt-Z to get you again to the formation section. Command. Data is straightforward. So let's say we're going to give you, we want to see how Escort 1 is doing. Oh, what? That's weird. Huh. Oh. That's weird. Must be some kind of bug. Usually that the data thing would come up and you'd see how the ships are doing. You can also see that in Fleet Command. Weird. Huh. Might be a bug. I'll tell Trevor about it. But there are other commands you can give as well, like release. Say an escort is damaged and you want to send them off to go back to base and get repaired, and then they'll do whatever destroyers do when they're not your escort. But conscript is the opposite of that. basically, if there's a lone independent destroyer that you want to conscript as one of your escorts and you have an empty slot, you can do that. We'll show you that in a minute. Rendezvous is pretty self-explanatory. Sometimes to do supplies or something, you want to have them break formation and get in real close, like right next to you. Well, I guess I can show you that one. All right, so let's come on. Let's leave. Excuse me. Yep, we're going to resume escort formation. If you said no to that, they would stay in orbit. So you usually want to say yes. All right, so now we're going to move a little bit. Then we're going to hit F4 to stop. Now, let's see, command. Let's do rendezvous. Oh, I have to select them first. Sorry. Plus, all, and then rendezvous. There we go. And now they should get in rather, well, I might have to go into a rest state to get things moving. But now that I've given them now that I've given them the rendezvous command, they're getting in right next to me. But now if I give them, now if I give them the go to station command, I have to select all of them, go to station. Okay. And now they'll go back to their, there we go. Yep. Well, come on, buddy. There we go. All right. So now we're going to do another little thing, which we're going to show you how release and conscription works. So let's head back to Starfort. Come on. But not quite to Starfort just yet. Yeah, right out there. That's good. Maybe the opposite end of the system. All right, let's go. I was planning on doing some more tutorials today, but I am tired. This might be the last tutorial I do today. Which is fine. I have a lot more to do. On this Friday afternoon. Ooh, excuse me, I'm sorry. All right, so now we're at the edge of the system. So now we're going to release one of our escorts. So Alt Z, command, let's release escort 1 and release. Now, we're going to do command, let's escort 2, swap. Oh, right. Sorry. Right. Now we've had both the selected swap. Now OXSS is escort 1. So as you can see, do you see right there that that escort that's up in the upper left that was escort 1? They are now independent. So which one is that? Hang on. YJ. Okay. So on Fleet Command, you see that they are an independent destroyer now. Not doing great on power. But what if we want them back on the fold? And they have to be in the tactical display to do all this, by the way. With command, conscript, boom. And now they are back in the fold as escort 2. You see their color has changed. So that's how you also can conscript a new destroyer if they're nearby. Now we will just, yep. We're going to set course to the nearest star fort. Warp out, back in. And we are going to dock. And we're also going to have all our escorts docked. Now you see the flashing 0 there? That means 0 escorts have docked. And as they dock, you'll see that number fill up. And right now it means all of the 2 of the escorts that have docked have not been refueled and reloaded yet. I wonder why those last 2 aren't docking. So the 2 escorts that have docked are ready to go. That's why they're pointing upwards. That's why the arrow's pointing upwards. What is going on with you other 2? A weird little thing. Oh. Right. For some reason they were not docking. I don't know why. Come on, buddy. Come on, guys. Are we full? Oh, I think I broke it. Yeah. We ran into a bug. I'm sorry. But that's pretty much how escorts work. So, thanks for your time. We'll see you for the next entry. Bye-bye.